Hey guys, how's it going? I want to talk to you about your ideal client. Now, a lot of people talk about your avatar, your ideal client, all about them. And so on today's discussion, well, let's talk about defining your ideal client, where to find them, and how to approach them. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity, as I go through this, I'm going to talk about your product or service as your thing. Okay. So, when it comes to doing an avatar, the purpose is to clearly define who your ideal customer or customers are. Now, the first time I heard about the avatar, I was thinking it was a bit like The Secret, where you think about this person and the law of attraction brings them into your life, and I do believe that that can happen in some aspects, but this is actually a more practical thing where you fully know who your ideal client is, how they think, what they feel, and what they want. And then you can clearly speak to them in their own language. Now, it's a bit like if you go to a party, and if you've ever met someone that and you have a common interest with them, you just click, and then all of a sudden you can just be talking away like you've known them for a long time. Whereas if you meet someone who you have very little in common, it's quite awkward to have any sort of discussion. So by using the avatar, you want to meet that person that you have a lot in common with, and there will be natural rapport. So with the avatar, what you want to do is you want to, who is this person? Imagine them, and the more details you can go into, the better. Like if give them a name if you want to, or what is their age, their background, their education. Anyway, so drill down, and then specifically you want to know their pain points, what their struggles are in life, so that you can talk to them directly, right? So just remember, marketing is not about selling a product, not about selling a thing, but it's fulfilling a need, right? So you need to define, well, what is my avatar's need and how am I going to feel that? And when you reach that level, when then you do meet that person, they're going to feel a personal connection with you and sees you as someone who understands and cares. And in fact, it will be true that you will understand them because you've taken the trouble to understand them. You've taken the trouble to study them and know how they think and feel. Even though you haven't even met them, you're going, yeah, this is the person I need to help. So as a side note, it's a bit like, you get a new friend request on Facebook, and all of a sudden this person is sending you a message to say, oh, where do you live? Something basic like that. And it makes me think, well, why don't you just take the trouble to click on my profile and you'll see exactly where I live. And so it's basic information, and it always makes me think, well, look, if you're not even bothered to click on my profile and show an interest in me, that means you're not interested in me. What you're doing is you're contacting me because you're going to pitch something at me, and sure enough, that's what happens. So straight away they're starting with a level of distrust because you basically clearly have no interest in me. You're too lazy or ill-informed to think, let's just that simple little thing. Anyway, when you know these things about your avatar, it will also help you to find out where they might be hanging around. This is either in the real world, what physical places they might hang out in groups or affiliations, or the sort of groups they might be in. But for now, we'll just keep it into the social media realm because that's where most of us are operating at this time. So what you're going to do to find some people. So what are you going to do when you find some? Yeah. Okay. So what are you going to do? So what are you going to do when you find some people that need what you have to offer? Well, the last thing you'd want to do is approach them and say, hey, you should try my thing. It has X, Y, and Z features. And believe me, people do this. But can you imagine? It would be like approaching a girl in the bar and saying, can I buy you a drink? And the next thing you know, you're proposing marriage. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no trust or rapport. So you have to make a connection, build rapport and trust, and then get them to see that they can trust you and that you actually have a solution to their problem. That is the way to approach them. You'd never say, oh, hey, come and try my thing. You would say, hey, I've helped people who suffer from depression and change their outlook on life so they are now happy and content without the use of drugs or whatever your particular technique is. And it's always good to lead with a story because people love stories. And it's best if they are real life stories of your own personal success or success stories of other people that you have helped. Now, if you have no personal success stories, if you have no personal success stories yourself, they could be success stories of people you know who are using the same thing as what you're using. As long as you're being honest and truthful about the results that can be achieved. So let's say, for instance, you go into a group that has people suffering from depression. You would find someone that's done a post saying they're really struggling in life. Now, you could respond to that post by saying, well, my friend Bob was in a very similar way to you. And then you're going to briefly describe what Bob was going through, all his pain and that. And then you would say how you were able to help him and then describe how his life is now. So he was like this, and now he has this outcome and result, a desired result. So now you just need to briefly describe what you did to help him in order to gain a level of credibility, but it needs to be a balance between giving enough information to get them interested while maintaining an air of mystery. But you've got to keep them curious. So say, for example, if someone was marketing a product and their solution was a brand name bottle of pills, many people would say, hey, I helped Bob by giving him this XYZ brand pill and it's wonderful. Okay, what's the problem with that? There's no air of secrecy or curiosity. And of course, in that case, people will just go on to Google and type in X, Y, and Z and find out all about it. So there's no need for them to even reach out to you. They got the information. Oh, I can get X, Y, Z from here. Okay, so you want people reaching out to you, of course, right? With a desire to know what is this thing that you have. So you've given just a little bit away. I did this, not too many details, but you've got to describe it just briefly, right? It's a balance. Okay, so this is the thing. And you've helped other people with it, and it can possibly help me. So just in summary, just find out all about your ideal client, how they think, what their pain points are, what help they need, and where you can find them. And when you do find them, come to them from a position of concern and demonstrate to them that you can help them because you've helped other people in their position. Do not give away too much info up front. You must keep an air of mystery about your thing so they want to know more. Now, if you want to be most successful in life, you see people as someone that you can help rather than as someone you can benefit from. And if your desire is, I'm just going to go and help people, eventually you will reap what you sow and give out love, and love will come back, right? Okay, so now as a future edition on this subject, I will talk about the buyer readiness scale, which goes more deeper in the other aspect about where along the way do you actually try and present your offer. All right, it's Kevin McGoldrick. I help entrepreneurs grow their business with social media strategies. And thanks for watching. And if you liked it, Please share the love. You can share, leave a comment below or give me a love or a like. And yeah, if you like it, say so. If you don't like it, also tell me as well, please. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.